Hey everyone, we continue to track the most scandalous film of the year, Disney's Snow White, almost in real time. And to be honest, the news just keeps getting more and more unbelievable. In its fourth week, the movie not only plummeted out of the top 10 highest-grossing films, dropping to a shameful 8th place, but its box office earnings also fell by a staggering 50% compared to the previous week. Given these disastrous results, theaters are massively pulling the film from their schedules, something we've never seen with any Disney remake, at least not on this scale. Furthermore, the world is discussing yet another instance of Disney's hypocrisy during the film's production, which was just revealed recently. And as a cherry on top, it turns out that Disney's original plan for the film was completely different, and they never intended to make a Snow White movie. Instead, they planned to focus on a totally different character, but something went awry. Let's dive into the details, so make sure to subscribe to our channel right now and leave a like in advance. Let's go! Let's start with the money, as usual, and what's happening with Snow White's box office performance. Honestly, it's not looking good for Disney. It's already the fourth week of the movie's release, and its numbers are decreasing at a frightening rate. Last week, it earned around $25 million, which means it dropped by 55 to 60% compared to the previous week. But after another week, things got worse. In the last 7 days, the film's earnings halved again, reaching only $13 million worldwide, with about $5 million from the domestic market and $8 million from international markets. So each week, the movie is losing about half of what it earned the week before, which means its decline is truly exponential. Analysts now believe that Snow White will barely make $200 million worldwide, and considering the film's total production cost was around $400 million, that's a tiny drop in the ocean. More than half of that $200 million will go to the theaters, so it's essentially a financial disaster for Disney. Theaters are now pulling the film from screenings in large numbers. For instance, in the US, almost 500 theaters dropped the film after the third week. It was shown in 4,200 theaters during its second week, but by week 3, that number dropped to 3,700. And by week 4, things got even worse. As reported by Forbes this past weekend, Snow White lost another 1,210 theaters, leaving only 2,500 theaters still showing the film. This happened in just a few weeks since its release on March 21st. According to Collider, the rate at which theaters are dropping the film is unprecedented for any Disney animated remake, and possibly for any Disney film at all. Analysts believe this is a massive embarrassment for the company and a huge blow to its prestige. It shows just how much of a failure the film has been when theaters are choosing to show the chaotic screenings of Minecraft over the empty halls of Snow White. In fact, by this week the film has fallen out of the top 5 new releases, dropping to 8th place. For a big-budget Disney blockbuster, that's a disastrous result. According to Forbes, the film is likely to exit the top 10 soon, possibly dropping to even more embarrassing positions. Disney is likely prepared for this outcome, but it's still far from what they hoped for. Additionally, rumors have surfaced that due to the mass exodus of theaters from showing Snow White, Disney may pull the film from theaters early and move it to its streaming platform, Disney+. This move could save the company from total public humiliation, especially if in a few weeks only 500 theaters are left showing the film as expected. The transition to Disney Plus would also allow the company to report additional streaming revenue, giving the illusion of financial success. Interestingly, leaked information has revealed that Disney's original plan for the film, dating back to 2016, was very different. They were initially going to focus on Snow White's sister, Red Rose, a character from the original Brothers Grimm fairy tale who was cut from the Disney animated classic. In 2016, Disney planned to create a story about Red Rose searching for a way to save her sister after Snow White was cursed. Had they gone with this idea, they might have avoided the critical backlash and box office failure that Snow White's current remake has faced. Now, with the film's environmental impact causing further controversy, it's clear that Disney's attempt to appeal as an eco-conscious company is falling apart. Snow White and The Little Mermaid remakes have caused more carbon emissions than the Fast and Furious franchise, despite all the eco-friendly rhetoric Disney has put forward. So, to sum it up, Disney's Snow White is facing a catastrophic failure both financially and reputationally. What started as a major investment is now quickly becoming a PR nightmare.